When Avatar came out in 2009, it turned out to be the biggest movie in Hollywood history. And now, Avatar 2 is in the works, and fans can only hope for the best. But what if the movie doesn't meet expectations? What if it's whack? Your questions will be answered if you watch this video to the end, because here's why Avatar 2 is not going to be good. Number 1, it's no longer a popular movie. The world fell in love with the original Avatar movie when it first came out. It was breathtaking. It was awesome. It took film technology and visuals to another level. But this was in 2009, and so many other technologically advanced movies have come out between then and now. What this means is simple. The Avatar 2 movie will be released to a more skeptical audience who may not find 3D animations interesting anymore. If this happens, then we'll just have to hope the storyline and plots will make up for the film technology that the world no longer views as new. Technological advancements aside, it took too long for the sequel to come out, 22 years to be precise, and within that period, the movie that was once a blockbuster has now been forgotten. Not literally, but how can one think of Avatar after seeing movies like Avengers Endgame? Speaking of which, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is dishing out about 4 movies a year, which makes it easier for even die-hard fans to forget about Avatar. To add to that, we now live in the streaming age, which means there is just too much content for fans to consume. And as we all know, the attention span of the average movie watcher is getting thinner by the day. Simply put, Avatar 2 will almost not feel like a sequel. Rather, it will feel like a brand new movie, except it really isn't. It is no longer culturally relevant, and even if it comes off decent, it wouldn't feel like it based on the new movie standards that we have today. Number 2, the 3D gimmick won't work. One of the major reasons the first Avatar was a smash hit was the use of 3D technology. This was so new to the world that even James Cameron had to wait for many years before the tech needed to make such a film was developed. But as I've mentioned before, many film producers have followed suit and improved on their visual technologies too. You know what that means, right? Yeah, who cares if your film is in 3D anymore? Big deal. If Avatar 2 is going to be worth talking about after its release, then the movie needs to depend less on visuals and focus more on mind-blowing twists and plots. Number 3, making 4 sequels at once can hurt the quality of Part 2. Cameron doesn't roll out movies all the time, but he definitely knows how to leave an impression on the ones that he makes. Avatar, being his brainchild, must mean a lot to him. He wrote the original, and guess what? He wrote Avatar 2 as well. This shouldn't come as a surprise, as you wouldn't expect him to hand over the great responsibility of penning his sequel to someone else. Cameron has been in charge of the film's development at every single stage, including conception, scripting, and technology selection. While this shows hard work, dedication, and passion, it also means he's giving himself too much work to do. The scariest part is that he isn't just writing Avatar 2. He's also simultaneously writing Avatar 3, Avatar 4, and Avatar 5 all at the same time. Honestly, do you think spreading oneself too thinly across 4 movies at the same time will do any of the movies any good? I doubt it would, as it would be best to work on one at a time, especially if it's been 22 years since the first one. Think of how much Avatar 2 would have evolved in all those years. Imagine all the scribbling, canceling, scratching off, and rewriting. To be fair though, he did enlist the services of Josh Friedman to assist him with writing, but that doesn't take away the fact that he's the head writer and that they are working on 4 sequels all at once. This will surely affect the quality of each. Number 4, James Cameron himself has serious doubts. In a December 2021 interview with Entertainment Weekly, James Cameron admitted that he was concerned about the Avatar sequels surviving the post-COVID era. He expressed fears over Avatar 2 not making nearly as much money as Avatar 1, and rightfully so, as making 4 Avatar sequels at once must be very tasking financially. According to Cameron, if Avatar hadn't made so much damn money, we'd never do this because it's kind of crazy. So, what happens when you embark on a project and you're afraid it won't succeed? Will you be enthusiastic enough to put in your best, or will you panic and make silly creative mistakes along the way? Will you be afraid to invest in the kind of technology you want out of fear that your movie won't break even? The answers to these questions will play a major role in how good or how bad the Avatar 2 movie will be. So, let's keep our fingers crossed. Number 5, big movies have to make big bucks. In case you didn't know, the original Avatar movie raked in a mouth-watering $2.8 billion at the box office. It held the record for the highest earning movie of all time, which was very remarkable considering it cost only $237 million to make. So, how much is being spent on Avatar 2? Wait for it, about $1 billion. Well, the cash is being spread across the 4 sequels, but most of it is being invested in Avatar 2 since it is the next in line. Also, many of the things built for Avatar 2 can be reused across the other sequels, so it still seems like a wise financial move. However, $1 billion is no joke, whether it's being used for a single film or for several films, and it will be pretty unfortunate if that investment isn't recovered at the box office. This isn't the first time 3 or 4 movies are being made simultaneously. Similarly, all 3 Lord of the Rings movies were made simultaneously. However, filming all three of them cost only $285 million. This is nowhere near the cost of James Cameron's $1 billion budget for Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5. In fact, there's a massive difference of $715 million. Simply put, failure to reach Avatar 1's total earnings of over $2.8 billion would be a disappointment, and going by box office sales, it is just not good enough. All in all, it'll be good to see Avatar on the big screen once again. I mean, it's been too long, and while I wouldn't expect much from the film, we can still keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. And just so I don't sound like a skeptic or a hater, let's talk about a few reasons why Avatar 2 might still be worth checking out. Number 1, the budget is $1 billion. Big budget movies indeed have to make big returns, and while the box office pressure may be real, the fact remains that there are $1 billion to work with. That means hiring the best hands, the best technology, and the best anything that there is that the film industry has to offer. Number 2, it's a James Cameron movie. Hey, let's face it, the one and only James Cameron, the same man who has blessed the world with absolute classics since the 80s. Ask yourself, how many times has good old James let you down in the past, film-wise? Not many, I would say. The man has directed 10 movies throughout his career, and at least 7 of them were iconic. We all know that James doesn't roll out films every year, as he's one of the most patient men in the business, so what if Avatar 2 is going to be another rabbit out of his hat? What if he waited 22 years to make part 2 simply because the technology he needed to make it wasn't available in 2009? Time will tell. Number 3, the concept art is crazy. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but that'll be hard to do if you've seen the concept art for Avatar 2. It is simply breathtaking. When you think of the movie's $1 billion budget, then it shouldn't come as a surprise that only the best artists were hired to handle the concept art. If the movie looks anything like what I'm seeing of the artwork, then it'll probably be the best movie of all time, in terms of visuals at least. Speaking of visuals, imagine viewing them with a pair of 3D glasses on. It'll feel like you're on another planet, or even in a dream, or in the movie itself. Awesome, right? But once again, we'll have to wait and hope that the film is actually as good as its cover. Well, there you have it, guys. My thoughts on why Avatar 2 is not going to be good. Keep in mind that this is just my opinion and doesn't necessarily depict the actual quality of the film. We have to see the movie first to say for sure. So what do you think? Is Avatar 2 going to be a great movie? Let's have your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with more awesome videos just like this.